What's up, everybody? It's your favorite hood healer. It's your favorite hood high priestess. It's your favorite motivational dominatrix. It's your favorite auntie, captain, goddess, king. Lady Speech in the place to be. And I want to welcome you back to this here channel. You could be anywhere. You could be anywhere. And you are somewhere. And you're also sharing a little bit of time and space with me. So thank you, thank you, thank you. You know the drill. If you like what I'm doing, if you like what you see, if you're feeling this, if you're feeling me, make sure you hit the like button. Smash that subscribe button. And smash that notifications bell so you can keep up with all these here shenanigans. Hello, beautifuls. If you are catching this live, you are right on time for however long you can be with me today. If you are catching this pre-recorded, you are right on time. So thank you for being here with me today. Thank you. I love you all. Let me make sure that this is on live chat. All right. So let's just go ahead and get all the way into it. For my newbies, if you don't know what's going down, this is a reading, and I'm going to break down my process real quick. For my OGs, if you're an OG, go ahead and put a butterfly in the comments. If you're an OG, go ahead and put a butterfly in the comments. And I'm going to, just bear with me as I break it down to the newbies. So hello, 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 hello. I'm feeling these spring, this spring energy. So I'm wearing some spring colors in this piece. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling like a whole flower. So it's appropriate that y'all are putting caterpillars and butterflies. Put a caterpillar if you're new here. A butterfly if you are an OG here. Hello to all my butterflies. All right, let's do this. So I'm excited, as you can tell. I'm excited if I get to sing. And that's one thing about these readings. My life is a musical, so I'm gonna just break out in song. That's just what it is. I'm gonna just break out in song. So how do my readings go? First and foremost, I have a affirmation box. This box is filled with affirmations. I'm going to pull at random from this box, and we're going to do a call and response thing in this piece. Do you hear me? What that means is I'm going to say the affirmation, and I'm going to put that good energy into myself, and that gives you an opportunity to learn the affirmation. And then I'm going to invite you to speak the affirmation so you can fill up your cup. The reason why I do this is because we spend far too much time. We are trained by this society to talk shit about ourselves. So I like to take the time to uplift us, to use our words to uplift us, okay? Secondly, I always am surrounded by at least 10,000 spirits, at least 10,000 ancestors and the like and the such. However, when I do these readings for you, I like to bring my rock friends. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. So I have brought my crystal quartz today. My old school OGs know that this is really one of my favorite crystals. It's kind of dirty right now because it's been sitting on the ledge. Actually, where was this on? This was on the altar. So I love this crystal. I like to lick it. I'm not going to lick it today. I usually do. I love it so much. So this is some clear crystal quartz in the house. I also have my carnelian in the house. That's right. That's right. I've got some smoky citrine in the house, in the place to be. We've also got some black amethyst, not to be confused with chevron amethyst, pink amethyst, regular amethyst. This is black amethyst, baby. Because black is beautiful. Yes, it is. And then lastly, we've got a selenite sphere here, channeling that angelic energy and all that good stuff. And next up, we got some cards because it's a reading in this piece. So I'm going to be using tarot cards today. We've got the zombie tarot. We've got the zombie tarot. We also have the goddess oracle deck in the place to be. We also are going to be using the message from my animal guides deck. And then we also got the Carolyn Myss deck, okay? All right, okay, all right, okay. This is the moment where I go ahead and invite you to just tuck me into the corner since it's a reading. Put me in the headphones, you know what I'm saying? Put me in the background, get your clean on, take a boo-boo if that's what you got to do. Do what you gotta do. Tuck me into the corner, let's get cozy is all I'm saying, all right? Put me in the corner while you're having some brunch. Let's get cozy. Let's get into it and let's do this. One last thing. The collection plate, baby. If you benefit from this content, if this reading gives something to you, if my content gives something to you, please feel free. Please feel free to put a little something in the collection plate. The Cash App is LadySpeech, the Venmo is LadySpeech Sankofa, and the PayPal is LadySpeech Sankofa at gmail.com. You ready for this spiritual tea? You ready for the spiritual tea? You ready for the spiritual tea? You ready for the spiritual tea? Let's begin with the zombie tarot. Zombie tarot, we begin with the Page of Wands. Now look at this little deceased, decaying, little cute little motherfucker right here. Look at him. Look at him. He is out here eating like a big boy. You can tell he is on the cusp of becoming a toddler, but he's still a baby. Y'all remember that meme? Y'all remember that gif? Y'all remember that little gif when that little girl was like, worry about yourself, when her dad was trying to help her with the seatbelt, and she was like, I got this. This is a moment where I'm going to figure it out. Yes, I'm struggling, but you need to worry about yourself. I got this, okay? This card is all about growth. The Page of Wands is all about growth. The Page of Wands is all about a time where we're going to have to be a little bit independent. We're going to have to go to look at the universe, look at everybody and be like, yes, support me in life. But this is one of those times when I got it. Worry about yourself. I'm going to grow in this moment. I'm going to reach towards the next level. It's a next level growing space for all of us. It's time for us to be the student. No matter how old you are always the student to something or to someone, all right? Those who can consistently be students of life in different areas, in different ways, shapes, and forms will not only maintain the essence of youth, essence of their youth, but they will also become better masters, better teachers, and better elders as they continue to grow, okay? The best masters, the best teachers are good students of something. They have a guru, they have teachers that come in all forms, they have texts, they have things that they study that come in all forms. So this is a call to that. This is also a call to write down your goals, darling. What do you want? What do you need? What do you want? What do you need? What is this next year looking like for you personally? What are you wanting to grow? This is spring, my loves. Not just only should we be planting things physically, but metaphorically, literally, spiritually, in all the ways. Write down your goals, your dreams, your desires, your wants. It's time to kickstart some things. Now, speaking of that, we've got, sometimes we get messages and it looks like they're on opposite sides. It seems like way today, but it's not. It's not. Let me break it down. The next part of this is the Four of Swords. And in this case, look at this guy. He's seen some shit. Oh yeah, he's seen some shit. He's seen some shit. Okay, he's resting, he's recuperating, but he's obviously traumatized. He's resting, he's got his bazooka next to him because things have been rough. I mean, when we look up above him, this is all this craziness. The zombies are coming, he had to fight people, then he's got some PTSD. Listen, this last year has been a lot for a lot of us. And not even over a year and some change, okay? And for a lot of us, we are in a lot of PTSD trauma. I know as a black femme, let me tell you something, with the murder of Ma'Khia Bryant and the way a lot of people are responding, I am absolutely traumatized, baby. I am absolutely traumatized. I took yesterday to be like, y'all can kiss my ass. I'm laying down. I had a lot of things to do on Friday and yesterday, but I was like, I'm going to lay my ass down. I'm pretty traumatized with the way this world hates black women, black femmes, the way Ma'Khia Bryant was savagely murdered. It brought up a lot of my own history. It was a lot. So this card is all about acknowledging that you've seen some things. You've seen some things. Things have been wild. There's a lot of us who are traumatized for different reasons. This year has been crazy. It has gotten this next year. The 2020 was wild as hell. 2021 was like, hold my beer. 2021 has been like, hold my beer. I got you. I can be wild too. 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 That's what 2021 is out here doing in these streets. So it's all right. Take a rest, sit down, sit your ass down. It's okay to take a day off. It's okay to be like, you know what? I need to just not answer the phone. I haven't been answering my email. There's lots of things that I just do not have the capacity to do. Like, and I will, when I get to it, I will get to it, but you got to take you a nap. You know what I'm saying? Go to bed. You know what I'm saying? Watch your entertainment. Make sure you're engaging with things that are pouring into you. Make sure that you are listening to things that your social media is pouring into you. I had my homegirl, she was checking in on me. She was like, I don't know if you doom scroll. And I was like, I'm glad she brought that up. I really am not one to doom scroll, but what I will do, I curate the hell out of what I see on my social media. And so like for the most part, like during these times, I see really good things, on my social media. But I make sure that the social media you're taking in, the music, the food, things you're engaging with people that replenish you, that are pouring into you, okay? You need to rest. It's been a lot. We've all survived a lot, so sit your ass down, take a bath, self-care in this piece as much as you can, get some therapy, rest, recuperate, pour into yourself. Okay. Let's get into the next part of the reading. Shout out to a few of you who've already put into the collection plate. There are a couple of you who put a little bit on the collection plate before the reading even began. So thank you. And shout out to you who have recently put a little something in that collection plate. All right, we've got 2 affirmations. This first affirmation says, reason is powerless in the expression of love. This is a quote by Rumi. Repeat after me. Reason is powerless in the expression of love. Reason is powerless in the expression of love. Reason is powerless in the expression of love. This makes me think about like life is short. Express love that you have. Express the love that you have for people. If people move you to love them, then tell them that. If people can hate people on sight, if people can hate people without knowing them, if people can hate people because of the color of their skin, if people can hate people because of their gender, if people can hate people because of their pronouns, and we can also love people for no reason and for every reason. The people that you love, that express that love to them. You don't need a rhyme or a reason. Express it, even if it's weird. Make sure that they know that they are loved by you. And even strangers sometimes. If you love, express it freely. It does not need a reason. It does not. Love itself is a reason. This affirmation says, I am free to choose to live as I wish and give priority to my desires. I heard that shit. Repeat after me. I am free to choose to live as I wish and give priority to my desires. I am free to choose to live as I wish and give priority to my desires. I am free to choose to live as I wish and give priority to my desires. As much as you can, give priorities to your desires. Give priority to your healing. Give priority to your joy. Give priority. Give yourself over to how you want to live. Life is short, my loves. It is short. Do you? Let's move on to the next set of cards. We have the Goddess Oracle deck. And Durja, she's all about boundaries. In this case, boundaries. Boundaries. Boundaries are your friend. Boundaries. Set your boundaries and respect your own boundaries. Respect the boundaries of others that they lay forth and lay out. Set your own boundaries and respect your boundaries. Set your boundaries and respect your own boundaries. Okay, they're your friends. Boundaries will help you with your mental health. Boundaries will help you with your emotional health. Boundaries with yourself, boundaries with others. Set your boundaries. Set your boundaries because you deserve it. Because your mental health requires it. Because sometimes your physical health requires it. Because your emotional health requires it. Set your boundaries, darling. Set your boundaries. As we are living in a pandemic world, even on a very basic level, there's a lot of people who are very relaxed, I don't think I want strangers touching me until the day I die. You know what I'm saying? It's just a different world now. And especially because we still within the throes of the Coco Roro, I be quick to set my physical boundaries out in public. 6 feet. 6 feet. Okay, step it all the way back, player. 6 feet. I'm quick to set my personal boundaries. All right. Physically, emotionally, all of that. Set your boundaries. They are your friends. Set your boundaries. They are your friends. That was a weird noise coming from outside. My window's open. All right, set your boundaries and respect your boundaries and mean it. Mean it. When someone crosses your boundaries, you need to mean it. If you say, bring your behind over here, and this is the line in the saying, if you cross over here, these are the consequences, mean it. That's what I mean. If you say you got to kick rocks and agitate the gravel outside of my life, if you cross my boundary, then when they cross your boundary, you need to make sure that they agitate the gravel and they kick rocks all the way out of your life. Do you look at Derja? She didn't come here to play. She's riding a damn tiger. Tigers don't like anybody. They're mean. Tigers are mean. This is why I love big cats, okay? First off, my favorite is the tigers because they're powerful. They thick. They thick. I like the look. I like the aesthetic. They're freaking mean. I love that too. We gotta be nice. Mother Nature's like, fuck you. She's riding a damn tiger. Okay, she did come here to play. And she got 50-11 weapons. She's got 50-11 weapons, 50-11 weapons, 50-11 weapons. She got 50-11 weapons. She will smack the holy mess out of you. You come over here messing with her boundaries. Get with it. Get with it. You better get with it. Derja will be like, I said stay away over there. I got a trident. I got a whip, I got an axe, I got a throwing star, I got a bow and arrow, I got a gun, I got a machete. What do you want? How you want it? How you want this? Boundaries are your friends. And then look at that. We have Kuan compassion. Because we contain multitudes. We contain multitudes. You could be your version of gangster and also be nice and soft. And everybody needs to have that compassion for yourself, compassion for others. Compassion, let me tell you something. Compassion for black people right now, compassion for black women and femmes because we're out here traumatized. My femme, pansexual, gender fluid self is very much out here traumatized with the way that y'all hate black women and the way that y'all disrespect black women. So, have compassion for other people. Have compassion for black and indigenous people. Have compassion for brown people. Have compassion for yourself. Have compassion for your fellow humans. Have compassion. Have compassion. The story of Kuan Yin, she was just so pious and so wonderful and so beautiful and so understanding and so enlightened that when she died, she had the opportunity to elevate, to ascend. And she was like, you know what? Her compassion, she was so just divine that even though she had reached this point of elevation, she had reached this point of enlightenment, she was like, until all are free, how can I allow myself to taste this sweet freedom unless we are all free? So she vowed to come and keep working and keep until all are free. She wasn't free. All right. We must remember that, darling. We must remember that as humanity. All right. Have compassion for your fellow humans. You know, we began as a village. We began as small community. We must be that again. We must come together with our communities, our personal small communities, and really be there for real. Be there for your people. Have compassion for these strangers. Have compassion for folks. Don't take no shit. You're not a doormat. Hello. Derja. You don't need to be a fucking doormat. I'll smack the piss out of you. Come over here disrespecting me. But off if you need a bowl of these beans I made, if you're hungry, you can eat. And you could lay up on this bosom if you're clean. Come over here, lay up on this bosom if you need some comfort. But I will cut you. You go disrespectful. Have compassion. The Lord's still working on us all, including me. Have compassion. Have compassion. Pauline said, having compassion does not equal putting up with nonsense. Exactly. You can be nice and wonderful and beautiful and divine and love the world, but that does not mean you need to let the world piss on you. That is never, no. No. That's not the meaning of that. So let's get into these affirmations. Again, the collection plate is Cash App, LadySpeech, Venmo, LadySpeech, Sankofa, PayPal, LadySpeech, Sankofa at gmail.com. Okay. This is from Angelique Kidjo. Angelique Kidjo. You can fall, but you can rise also. Ooh, yes. What I like about this is that acknowledges that we all fall, we all stumble, we all fall. Remember, it's cliche as hell, but remember that when babies learn to walk, and they fall a lot, they really don't have any embarrassment about that. They just fall and get back up. They just fall and get back up. That's all. And they're so little, even though children are egocentric, and they need to be because they're so little, they need to be concerned about themselves because they need beings that are bigger than them to teach them the way and help them develop in this world. We got to teach them compassion, especially until that frontal lobe develops. But they just fall without judgment. The great part about being egocentric at that age is that there's no judgment about themselves. So this is about you can fall, but you can rise also. We are all going to fall. We're all going to fail. We're all going to slip. We're all going to mess up. We're all going to make the mistake. You can make the mistake and you can also rise. You can fall, but you can rise also. So let me read this again. You can fall, but you can rise also. A quote by Angelique Kidjo, and we're going to turn this into an affirmation. So say it to yourself. I can fall and I can rise also. Repeat after me. I can fall and I can rise also. 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 It is human. Like someone said, it is absolutely human. It is absolutely human. I don't know. Did I do 2 affirmations? I don't know, but we're going to do another one. This affirmation says, I now step out of my comfort zone to become the person I believe I can be. Ooh, yes, Charlie. I said Charlie. I meant to say child, but I do need to call my friend Charlie. I now step out of my comfort zone to become the person I believe I can be. Repeat after me. I now step out of my comfort zone to become the person I believe I can be. I now step out of my comfort zone to become the person I believe I can be. I now step out of my comfort zone to become the person I believe I can be. I now step out of my comfort zone to become the person I believe I can be. Sometimes, growth don't live in your comfort zone. Some growth does because, Creator is merciful. Universe is merciful. Universe is merciful. There is some growth that does actually live in comfort, especially when you come from being traumatized, when you come from being real messed up. Like spirit, I've definitely received a lot of growth in really safe and gentle spaces. So it's actually not true that all growth doesn't live in uncomfortability, but a whole lot of growth does though. So get your ass up and growl. We all have to. That's me. I definitely don't feel you're getting a spanking, and so am I. I'm kind of getting told off right now. My ancestors are over my shoulder like, bitch, that's one's for you. Like, I know. I know. A reminder too, like, sometimes you're going to tantrum when you are being asked to grow with spirit. I do. I still do what I'm told, but like, I will cuss the spirits out. It happens. I definitely feel like, what the fuck? They're still working on me. They're still working on me. And the great thing is they don't care. They're like, you're going to do it though, ain't you? And I'd be like, yes, I am your bitch sometimes. And that makes me a goddess. I'm going to do it. I'm allowed to talk back. You're allowed to talk back, So they're so wonderful. Universe and your spiritual team are wonderful. Mine are. Yours are too. Moving on to the Goddess Oracle deck. Nope, this is not the Goddess Oracle deck. Moving on to the message from our animal deck. This is the Walrus. Remain vigilant about the current situation. Pay attention to the signs and the omens and let them dictate your choices. Remain vigilant. Stay the course and mind the light. Some of us are going through some things. Some of us are getting through a period. It might be a period of where you are coming through some PTSD, some complex PTSD. I know I am definitely working through some heavy complex PTSD right now. Working through it in a way that I've never worked through it. And also, again, showing grace. Like there is PTSD, which, yeah, I have. But then there is complex PTSD from sustained trauma in my childhood. So working through that is a lot. Some of us are working through that. Some of us are working through issues and trauma because of recent events in the world. However, some of us have got a challenge, a particular challenge at a job or a particular challenge with a person. The walrus reminds us to remain vigilant about the current situations. Let the creator, let the signs and the omens dictate your choices, dictate how you're going to move through this. Your people got your back. Let the sign, pay attention to the signs and the omens, because that's going to tell you how to move, okay? There are no coincidences, the deja vu, all of that stuff. All of those are signs. All of those are ways that the universe is speaking to your behind, all right? All of those are ways that the universe is speaking to you, trying to deliver a message, so listen up closely. Your spirit guides are going to be using all types of things, including your intuition, including your body. So pay attention to all those signs and omens. We have the Panda. Create sacred space for yourself in your home or place of work. So this is all about creating sacred spaces for you to replug, to recharge, to renew, to refresh. Earlier in the Zombie Tarot, we had the card that was all about rest. This Page of Wands was all about sitting your ass the fuck down. Excuse me, not the Page of Wands, but the Four of Swords. That one's about growth. This is the Four of Swords, and it was all about resting because we've seen some shit. This is also about replenishing, making sure that you are being plugged in. Spiritually plugging in. Altars are places, I'm an altar builder because of my practice, and altars are places where I can naturally plug in. Altars are places where where power is concentrated and you can plug into and get energy from. Your faith, your practice is something that you give. You're giving to your ancestors. You're giving praise. You are honoring the elements. You're honoring your deities. But also those things should be feeding you and pouring into you as well. The altars that I build not only are the places where I go to salute my ancestors, to salute my spirits, to do these things. Like today, I'm going to go buy offerings for my ancestors, and so that they can be hooked up. Not only is it a place for me to give, but it's also a place for me to get, okay? It's a place for me that I have cried in front of my altars. I have been renewed in front of my altars. I've done a fair amount of healing work in front of my altars. So the Panda is all about having these sacred spaces. It's springtime, so a lot of us are able to go outside a lot more. So having these outward sacred spaces, identifying spaces in nature that you have a connection to, if it's a certain tree, if it's a certain lake, a certain view, the mountains, the ocean, a river, a stream, whatever it is, really connecting to the sacred spaces that are available to us. And sacred spaces are all around. We create sacred spaces in our home, the universe, the spirits, the natural sacred spaces come into being. So making your home, your place of being a sacred space, but doing this to pour into you, the place that you spend the most time. So like if you drive a lot for your job or whatever, if you spend a lot of time in the car, make sure your car is a space that's sacred to you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not just make sure on a cleanly level, on the physical cleanly level, but on a spiritual cleanly level. You know what I'm saying? Go say, if you are into, if you use smoke medicine to clear your house, use smoke medicine to clear your car as well. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to take some charcoal and I'll be cleaning my house today. I'm also going to do that to my car. You know what I'm saying? Like, so making sure that you create, and you can do many car altars. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can do all of those things to just create sacred spaces in the spaces that you spend the most time in, because those are places where you can recharge. Create sacred spaces, find sacred spaces. Let's get back into this affirmations. This affirmation says, the universe lifts me, supports me, and guides me. Repeat after me. The universe lifts me, supports me, and guides me. The universe lifts me, supports me, and guides me. The universe lifts me, supports me, and guides me. The universe lifts me, supports me, and guides me. I'm drinking this black mango tea has got me on 10. This shit's got me on 10. I usually have my caffeinated tea a lot earlier. But I'm having it now, and I'm just like, yes. I feel like I'm coming into my power. Like, I love tea so much. That's the white ancestors in me. Not ashamed. All right, let's get it in. The next affirmation we have is I am now discovering new strengths in myself. Repeat after me. I am now discovering new strengths in myself. I am now discovering new strengths in myself. I am now discovering new strengths in myself. I am now discovering new strengths within myself. Remember that we are ever changing, ever growing people. We are constantly becoming better versions of ourselves, hopefully, if you're engaging in your healing and you're growing. So there will be new strengths born, as you progress in your healing, as you elevate in your growth. Okay. I want to say thank you and shout out to all the people who put a little something in the collection plates. I have seen that. Those notifications have come across my phone, so I appreciate you. Again, that collection plate, if you are feeling this, if you are getting something from these here readings from my content, go ahead and put a little something, something in the Cash App, which is LadySpeech, the Venmo, which is LadySpeech Sankofa, and the PayPal, which is LadySpeech Sankofa at gmail.com. I also want to remind you that these cards will be listed in the description of this video once this video is posted. So if you're interested in getting these decks, they will be made available to you in the comments, in the description. Yes, someone said, oh, I am definitely discovering new strengths within myself. Amen. I think a lot of us did. Like this pandemics aren't new. This is new to this generation. This is absolutely new to this generation and what we're going through. But pandemics aren't new to the humanity, and they're not new to the human race. Before this all went down, I would off and on just study these types of things, and especially like how we've reacted to pandemics. And after every pandemic, there's been a shift in humanity. There's been a shift in the way we process things. There's been a shift in art. There's been a shift in spirituality. There's been a shift in technology. There's been a shift, and this pandemic will be no different. Am I happy about on one hand, in science and vaccines are really cool? Yes. Also, on the spiritual tip, we need to understand that a lot of us are trying to get the vaccine to go back to the life that we used to have. And pandemics force us into new thinking. They force us into new life. They force us into new strengths. They force us into new ways of being, which is kind of how humanity has been pushed forward since the beginning of time. That's one of the elements that has pushed humanity forward, So yeah, it is a time of great change, you guys. And new strengths are being born. This has forced us into doing life differently. This has forced us into seeing what was wrong with how a lot of the way we were functioning. This has forced us into understanding different aspects of ourselves that some of us didn't know were there. This has done a lot. So new strengths. Shout out to the homie Moon Pumpkin. They are, if you have watched my review on my channel a couple videos back, I did a Oracle Poggz review. Also, if you're one of my OGs, which a lot of you are, you know that I oftentimes use the Oracle Poggz within my readings. So Moon Pumpkin is in the house. They are the creator of the Oracle Poggz. Tongue-tied. They are the creator of the Oracle Poggz, and I absolutely love them. So if you want to pick up some Oracle Poggz for yourself, and if you want to check out my review, please go ahead and, when this video is over, of course, check out that review and take yourself over to moonpumpkin.com and order you some Oracle Poggz today. Oracle Poggz today. I actually need to, I was on the website today and I saw some that I don't have. I was like, oh, I think it's the Queer Magic ones. I was like, I need that. And I also need the booklet for the 90s one. I don't have that booklet. I think I threw it away by accident. Anyway, let's get back to these cards and these readings. 2 more cards left. First, we have the Child Magical. We are deep into the Carolyn Myss deck. The Child Magical, the light attributes are seeing the potential of sacred beauty in all things, the belief that everything is possible. This is also something... As a Black femme, and I'm going to be super honest with you, I mentioned it earlier in the video, I'm going to mention it again now, I'm going to mention it for however long I need to mention it, but Black women are killed just as much as Black men are. Black trans women are killed at a disproportionate and a ridiculously stupid rate. It's not okay the way Black people are absolutely murdered, including and also indigenous people too, and Black people are indigenous to this planet. Hello, goodbye. With that being said, I mentioned that to say, the space that we are living in today is absolutely wild. Massage noir is crazy, and anti-blackness is crazy, and everybody is socialized to be anti-black, to be anti-black woman. Everybody is socialized to be anti-black and anti-black woman, and to be someone who is femme. It's absolutely devastating to live under this space, in the same space. This child magical. The little me in me is the only thing that's keeping this show afloat, if we're absolutely honest. When we think about children, especially children who have lived through crazy and horrific things, think about yourself. A lot of us come from traumatized and crazy backgrounds, and that inner light, even though it was abused and oppressed as a child, was not extinguished. There is a strength, a special kind of strength that children have. And there is a light that all children have, that is absolutely magical. It's time to tap in. It's time to tap in. And not in a naive way, not in a way where we closet ourselves away and we only believe in fairy tales and we don't look at the ugly that is happening now. In a way where we tap in and we also continue to believe in light. The child magical asks us to believe in miracles. Please know that hope is a big part of revolution. A belief somewhere in you, even if you haven't seen it happen, that there is a new day that can be built. Hope is absolutely necessary. Seeing the magic in the world is absolutely necessary if we are going to make any type of change. You cannot let the ugliness of capitalism and colonialism and neo-colonialism, white supremacy, rob us of being able to see that magic is still present and that anything can happen. And small things can make big changes. You have to tap in and believe. Children get through the craziest of things. Out of all the things, and this week has been a week where I've had to revisit so many memories I haven't looked at in a long time. You know, the Ma'Khia Bryant murder, Ma'Khia Bryant. This murder has affected me in a really crazy way because I understand this little girl was being harassed by grown women. I just understand that situation very particularly. And the way people are coming at the situation is heartbreaking and causing me to remember so many things that I had to go through that were horrific when I was little. And I'm also remembering that I still believed in miracles for a long time. And those miracles got me through and out some shit. The belief in my own magic, the belief in the magic of my ancestors, the belief in something bigger than me was listening to me and helping me through. So the child magical, it requires us to tap in. It requires us to have hope, you know. Yes, it is about re-indigenization and reclaiming your root and your ancestral practices. But also, we forget the magic of belief. Just the belief that something else is possible. Just the belief that miracles do exist. Just the belief that sometimes the impossible works out. We have the shadow attributes is pessimism, depression, disbelief in the miracles, believing that energy and action are not required for growth. So let's break this down. The pessimism and depression. If you are going through depression, this is not about having shame about depression, but this is more about not being honest about the fact that we are depressed. Not being honest about, this is about toxic positivity. Don't engage in that. This is an ugly space that we are, and the world is really beautiful and it's also fucked up in a lot of capacities, shapes, and forms. Syria is still messed up. There's a lot of crazy things going down in Mexico in regards to cartels. There's a lot of spaces in the world that are messed up. There's a lot going on everywhere. There's a lot going on everywhere. There is Muslim people that are still being persecuted within China. And then the way that Asian people globally are being attacked because of the hate crime, all of it. Black people obviously are still being hunted. Yeah, fuck toxic positivity. This is about not acknowledging the ugly is there. You know what I'm saying? Being the child magical and having hope and having miracles does not mean, again, we are walking around veiled. The world's just all we need is love. Like, we do need a lot of love. It's a balance of being like, love is the root of it, but also action. You know, taking action for growth, taking action for change, taking action to see things, you know, shift in the world, not only the world outside of us, but the world inside of us, doing what we can to shift, to grow. Yeah, believing that energy and action are not required for growth. So we need to put, you know, you can do it, put your back into it. Growth and magic also require a little sweat. They require a little sweat equity. You got to put it in. You know what I'm saying? As someone who practices magic on all the levels, there are potions, there are spells. A spell is fucking work, honey. Gathering those herbs, bespelling and enchanting and distilling the essence from those herbs, pouring energy into those herbs, activating things. It's a lot of work. If I want my spell, if I want those things to work, it's work. Like, and even the Bible mentions there's a Bible verse, faith without works is dead. Faith without works is dead. So you can have all the faith, whatever you are, you can have all the faith, but you need to put that work into it. You need to put that blood equity. You need to put that muscle equity. You need to put that sweat equity into it. To, you know, meet it part of the way. Meet it part of the way. That's why God bless a child who has its own. You know what I'm saying? Pray for what you want, to start walking towards it. And then that shit'll be walking, it'll speed up the process. It'll speed up the process. Let's see. I come to this acknowledgement a few days ago. A few actions I was doing. Fit my mom's chronically depressed. Yeah, and I want to say this. Like, there is no shame in being depressed. There's no shame in mental illness. There's no shame in any of that. There's no shame in any of that. I really had to, like, be very honest. The day I found out about Micaiah's, I was like, I'm not okay. I was very quickly like, oh no, bitch, I'm not the fuck okay. I'm not okay. This one hits different. I'm not okay. I'm not okay. And it's okay. It's okay. But, like, acknowledge it. And then also ask for the help behind that. When we go back to that child magical card, ask for the help. If you are depressed, let people know. And sometimes you don't need any help, but we need to let people know. We need to let people know where we're at. We need to let people know how we're doing. We need to let people know that we're not superhuman. You know, on the day of when the verdict was read about the you know, Derek Chauvin case, it was literally less than an hour after that Micaiah Bryant was savagely gunned down. I filmed a video and put it out there, and I stand behind it. And it wasn't to exploit my pain, but a lot of people, especially when you present as someone who is strong, and you are strong, especially for Black women, this is rooted in misogynoir. This is rooted in anti-Blackness. This is rooted in all of that. This is why we must challenge that. But there's a lot of Black women who there is strength does not mean that there's not weakness involved. Strength does not mean that I am not human. And I stand behind displaying my pain because a lot of people feel like have an idea of me or put me in a space where I do acknowledge that I do believe that I am goddess, and I also am very human, and these things affect me in a very real way. It's important, and there is no shame in admitting where we are frail. The vulnerability, there's no shame in that. And this capitalistic world that we live in, that comes from a slave economy, which values and makes people a commodity and a product over valuing the people, encourages you to gloss over your humanity. It's ableist. It encourages ableism, because then your ableism can turn into I'm weak if I'm vulnerable. So then you end up hurting yourself more because you're not admitting where the hell your ass is at. So there's no shame. If you're dealing with mental health things right now, deal with them things. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can't push through. You know, sometimes the best thing you can do is put everything to the side for a second, sit your ass down, take care of your mental health as best you can, and then return to things when you are feeling strong enough. You know what I'm saying? And take care of yourself out here in these pieces. The next part of this is mother, nurturance, patience, unconditional love, joy in giving birth to life. So in the beginning, the first card of the reading, we started out with the Zombie Tarot, and we had the Page of Wands, the first card, and this was about growth, new goals. It's a time for us to step into our growth. This is the last card of the reading, and this is the Mother, which is about nurturance and patience. This is about becoming the student again. This is about nurturing ourselves. Like, this is about going through our growing pains, and we don't need to judge ourselves. We need to nurture ourselves through this process. So a couple meanings for this card. If you have a good physical relationship with your mother, reach out. Reach out and receive that nurturing abundance. If you don't have a good physical relationship with your mother, you're like me, part of the Dead Mothers Club, reach out to your ancestor mothers. Reach out to the grandmothers on the other side to nurture you. Reach out to and cultivate relationships with mothering people so that you can receive that energy. I have community mothers, and it doesn't matter how long I don't talk to them. If I am in need, if they see me out, I know a couple of them, if I see them out in public, like anytime soon, I'm definitely going to be crying on some bosoms. And they have my back in that capacity. Seek out, and I know that I could call any of them as long as we're safe, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's health is in danger. And I could call these nurturing divine femme energies up and receive that nurturing. So the mother energy is about getting that nurturing from where you can, nurturing yourself, being mothering to yourself. If you are struggling right now, you need to show nurturing to yourself. You need to show grace to yourself. One of the things that has been a really big thing for me this past couple months is that, like, this is the first time in my life where I've consistently begun to show myself grace in different aspects of my life, and really confronting my ableism and how, like, it has messed me all the way up, basically. But instead of responding to myself in these very rigid ways, like in these really almost like divine harsh masculine ways, there's a nurturing that I was doing, that the divine masculine can be nurturing, but there's ways that I leaned into that due to my trauma that were not nurturing. The mother energy reminding us to nurture yourself through your fuck ups, nurturing yourself through your failings, nurturing yourself through when you make mistakes, nurturing yourself through when you're going through a hard time, not being afraid to asking the spirits, to your own physical mother, to the nurturing spirits in the community, to bring this nurturing to you, going out and stepping into Mother Earth herself, asking Mother Earth herself to nurture you. Go to take a steam bath, a mud bath, walk barefoot in the grass, sit your behind on the grass, lay in the grass, hug a tree, go be in the ocean, go sit in the mountains, go be in the desert, go walk around in the park, go be with Mother Nature. Allow yourself to be nurtured. We have the shadow attribute, which is smothering or abandoning children, instilling guilt in children for becoming independent. There's one or two of you who are listening to this who need to check that mother wound. In the case of Micaiah Bryant, I did a video on Facebook that I'm actually going to redo for here on YouTube, which is all about the Black mother and daughter needing to confront the mother wound that exists between us due to colonialism and the harsh practices. This was not on accident, that there is a deep chasm that exists between the two of us in a lot of our relationships, not all. And so this is about addressing the mother wound as well. Some of you are being called to physically address the mother wound, to address, the negative or the crazy or the wound energy that exists between your mother, and also seek out healthy, non-toxic nurturing spaces. I can be super honest with you, like really confronting, my mom, I'm part of the Dead Mothers Club, and there's a lot of work that we've done with each other since she's been on the other side. But in doing that work this week, that mother wound was opened, and being like, there's a lot of shit that I went through because my mom just wasn't my mom. She wasn't the mom that I needed, and I was left out to be messed over in a lot of capacities. She did the best she could, and the best she could was really crappy. And it caused a lot of pain in my life. And so it was really just, and that it brings it back to the statement that healing is a journey, not a destination. There are times when you're going to revisit parts of your trauma and your pain. There's going to be times when the world triggers your trauma and your pain. So make sure you are addressing those things. Some of you who have been abandoned by mamas, be it via death or via they just were not great moms. Addressing that abandonment wound, addressing that, and really unpacking that, doing what you need to do. And some of you dealing with smothering moms who are just helicopters and a little bit too much, whatever that is. Remember that we in the Goddess Oracle deck earlier, we had boundaries. Some of you are needing to set the boundaries with your mama. There are some of you who need to just literally be like, Ma, calm down. These are the boundaries that I need with you. So for some of you, that is the message. Do what you need to do with that. do what you need to do with that. All right. Let's get into these affirmations once again. Let me tell you about the collection plate. If you benefit from this content, if this reading gave you life, go ahead and put a little something in the collection plate. That collection plate is Cash App LadySpeech, Venmo LadySpeech Sankofa, and PayPal LadySpeech Sankofa at gmail.com. Okay? Just in case no one has told you today, you are freaking amazing. You are needed here on this planet. Your purpose is absolutely necessary. Thank you for continuing to confront yourself. Thank you for healing. Thank you for loving yourself. Thank you for doing the hard thing. Thank you for falling or getting pushed 9 times and getting up 10. Thank you for being here on this planet. Thank you for your support. Thank you for watching this video. For those of you who made it to the end, gold star for you. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. Thank you for all of you who put a little something in the collection plate. Thank you for those of you who put good comments. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate and love every single one of you. Repeat after me, last affirmations. I believe in me. I believe in me. I believe in me. I believe in me. This last affirmation says, I create prosperity easily and effortlessly. 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 All right, my loves, it has been absolutely real doing these readings for you. Thank you for all you do. There has been a spike. I've experienced a nice little growth spurt in my channel. So welcome to all you new people. Thank you so much for subscribing. I love all my OGs. Y'all ride with me. Y'all be riding with me. So I appreciate there's so many of you who just been rocking with me for a long time, and I appreciate you. Thank you to all the people who participate in these videos. Thank you for your comments. I love you dearly and deeply, and all that good stuff. And share this video with whoever you see fit to, okay? I love you all. Take care of yourself. Drink your waters. Do what you have to do to take care of you. And I will see you all soon. Peace.